Hello and welcome to our very first voice of DTM Inside. Now, for this specific programming, we are aiming to give you information or at least bring on those who have experienced the DTM life and how they have fared after DTM. My name is Chidiebere Ezeani and I'm with the 7th batch. Of course, I'm very Nigerian, as you can see. Now, joining us today is our very famous, if you are a member of the DTM family, SiGo. Now, we had a pact that I will not murder his name in this Instagram live, so I'm not going to try. So we're just going to welcome SiGo to this Instagram live, and let's have SiGo join us. Okay, now, while SiGo is getting himself ready, as he's a very handsome gentleman, let's talk. Oh, he's here. He joins us now. Hello, SiGo.
Hi, Chidie. How are you? Thanks for connecting me from here.
Yeah, I'm doing very well. And you look a whole lot different than you did when you were DTM.
especially for this interview. Yes, I changed my beard and everything. Yeah, I just folded my hair in a different way.
Okay, now you and I had the icebreaker earlier, and you told me some very interesting stories that I promised I wasn't going to ask about, but I'm going to ask you, what was your best experience? Let's start with your best experience. Now, outside the academic side of DTM, now as someone who traveled from his country to someone else's country, what was your best experience in DTM?
Yeah, it's really hard to say, because just I look at my diary that I noted while I was in Korea. So I stayed exactly 561 days in South Korea, but actually I attended approximately 223 big events. It means almost 1 in 2 days I attended there. So it's really hard to tell. But the thing is, very first impression for me always is the very first day I took the selfie with my 5th batch students in the Summit Hotel where I stayed. It's an unforgettable memory, and the thing is, the picture that I am always keeping in my heart and always on my computer as well. That's the best memory forever for me. And as well as the last day that we graduated on the 17th of December 2019 is the second biggest memory, and the welcome party with the different dresses or representing our culture or tradition is unforgettable memory for me. Apart from this DTM, I would say there are so many crazy things happen, especially in Itaewon, Hongdae, and Gangnam, of course. So, and also we had several hilarious stories in Jeju Island during our trip, and some other trips also in another place. I would say Gosong. With our DTM classmates, we went there and we had several stories, and we had several trips. Especially I can't forget, apart from the DTM, I would say another interesting and the best memory with Jaro's birthday. Jaro is my very close friend from the day first, because we were staying together in the one room. So we celebrated his birthday in a different way. Actually, we had a celebration in the river next to this SNU, and we supposed to put him in the river, but instead of putting him, and he put all of us inside the river, but he was outside.
Okay.
Story, yeah.
Now let's go back to the cocktail, because I think apart from the 8th batch, which unfortunately due to the COVID-19 have not had the cocktail experience, what's your favorite memory from meeting these new people you're going on an adventure with, especially rooming with people? And you told me a specific experience, and I would like you to share that with us.
The experience that I had in Jeju?
No, not the Jeju experience. The experience with your roommate at cocktail.
With my roommate?
Yes.
You asking about, because I had 4 roommates, 2 Koreans and 1 person from German and another one from Nepal. So I was they gave us a different experience. I would say the first one is Korean. So after I get into the room, maybe after 3 days, he left. He vacated the room. So I was alone, super alone inside a room because he doesn't want to be like want to share the room with another person. That's okay. Then after that, the Nepali guy came, and he's a great motivator, I would say, because like there are two people, they always motivate me during the DTM journey. First, number one is Jaro. Always, he's very close friend me, of course, and of course almost all of my classmates as well when I was doing the assignments and everything. And second person is that Nepali guy. Always he encourages me because he was doing the PhD, and it is not easy. Like sometimes we go to bed at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, especially on Thursday nights, right? Because you also have the same experience because we have to do the assignments and complete the presentation on the Friday. So overnight we work on that one. So it's not easy. So at the time, he's the one always give me the spirit that, hey, SiGo, you have to work and you have to achieve something in the DTM program. So he's the one like always give me the vibration to accomplish this academic achievement in a great way, I would say. His name is like Siddharth Bandi.
Oh,
Vikram Siddharth Bandi.
Okay, that's fantastic, and a good testament to the Nepalese, especially considering we have 1, 2 in our class. Now,
Yeah,
let's go a little bit background-ish, and just tell us a little bit about yourself. Basically, your sports experience and your academic experience too. Let's get to know you, especially for those who are not in the DTM family.
All right. Okay. So actually, I'm from Sri Lanka. So in Sri Lanka, from the northern region. So when I was since my birth in Jaffna, so there was a war because the war started in 1980s, I would say. So I was born in 85. So I was born during the war. So I could not do any sport activities until my age of 20 because all the times we are displacing. But however, like we did the sports only within our home yard or like with my friends. That's it, right? So after I entered to the university only, I really don't want to like go into the sports section at all because I was a very sick boy. Like whenever I go under the sun, it's very hot tropical country Sri Lanka. So whenever I go under the sun, I get sick and I get fever. I had malaria, dengue, and all the six. So I really don't want to go under the sun at all. So then, very fortunately, when I went into the university, actually the hurdles is even I'm 6 feet tall. So there are three athletes. They were standing just to like run over the hurdles. It's approximately like 1 meter height. I was like wondering how they are going to run over these hurdles. Then I just like put my event there and I ran there. I became as a champion in the hurdle. Then the coach identified me. That, oh yeah, you have a very good tall height and everything. Then why don't you practice? Then that is how I came into the sports. But at like maybe for like a couple of months, I was very ill. Then after that, I started to practice hurdles. Then eventually within like 8 months, I would be able to title this national championship, national champion in Sri Lanka University Games. Then continuously 3 years, I did the champion. Then after that, actually, I got selected for the World University Games 2011. But unfortunately, I could not go because I had an injury on my ankle. That's how my sport journey ended up. But professionally, I was not in the sport arena at all because I was a mathematician. So I changed my stream into the statistics. So I was a lecturer in mathematics and statistics. I really don't want to like into the sports, but some discrimination happened in my region. Then I quit my job. Then I chose that, okay, I just wanted to show them that who I am. So I thought that, okay, there is no more mathematics statistics in my life. But the thing is, I will use them as a tool for my another key stream. So that's why I choose sports, because the thing is, as a person coming from the war area, I just want to like promote the peace as well as I want to enjoy my life. That's why I choose sport with my passion. I choose sports as a great platform to enjoy my life. That is why I came into the sports. But however, I didn't stop my mathematics statistics career as well. That is how I achieved in the DTM program, because maybe I can talk about those kind of things maybe a little bit later. That is how I came into the sports, and then eventually I stepped into the federations and associations in Sri Lanka, especially because I was an athlete as well as I captained hockey and basketball in Sri Lanka in universities as well. Then I was assistant secretary in Sri Lanka Hockey Federation. Now I'm no more like in the hockey or basketball at all. I'm only with athletics, and I'm now developing the new sports called tech ball. This is what I'm working on, and currently I'm working with the National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka as a marketing and media manager.
Wow, that's a lot. You're moving from being a mathematician to sports. It takes a lot, but they say that those with the calculating brains are those who do sports very well. So
Yeah.
maybe you choose the wrong path after all. Now let's come to DTM. Now, how did you hear about the DTM program, and how easy or not was it to adapt to the system of the DTM program?
Right, that's a good question. Actually, DTM, like that's a very in time that the DTM came across in my life. I quit the job from the university in 2014, 7/7/2014. I think that the time DTM was like its second batch or first batch was going on. Just they have started the program. So then I normally the DTM they circulate this program about the program among all the national Olympic committees. Then it was published on the Sri Lankan National Olympic Committee website. Then I got to know. Then after that, I found that okay, there are some students they are following the course. So first batch there was a student, and second batch there was a student. Then I kept on touch with them. In the third batch, I applied in 2014 batch, so 15 batch I applied it. But it's very unfortunate it happened. I was not selected, but instead of me, another person got selected. But another very sad thing happened. But that particular person, instead of going to South Korea, she went to Japan for the another program. So South Korea, I think they might have been like angry with the Sri Lanka, so they banned Sri Lanka for the forthcoming year. So I could not apply for 2016. But I'm very blessed. I'm very proud to say that I got selected in 2017. That was a great blessing because I had a great batch in my class, as well as I entertained this Pyeongchang Olympic Games. Maybe it's because of the God bless, I got the opportunity to study together with the fifth batch.
Now, how would you describe this program in relation to as a former athlete and then one who changed careers moving into sports? How empowering, or how does this program shape you as a human, or how has it shaped you in a
Yeah.
different way, or has it just been one of those normal academic processes?
Yeah, because actually, like as I told you that I choose sports, like sports should be my life forever in my life. I have decided that one, and I'm doing on that one. So after I stopped this mathematics and statistics career, I involved in the many sports activities in my region as well as in the national level. And I used to go and voluntarily work with the National Olympic Committee as a facilitator and some program organizing part as well, like such as Olympic Day Run. So in the case, but however, when I was in the university, I was editor, and the following year I was a secretary, and then last year I was the president of the sports council of the university. But as a mathematician, like I really don't know that how to even minute the meeting, and how to put the budgeting, and how to write the proposals. Like when I'm working with the Sri Lanka Hockey Federation as an assistant secretary, or like my local federation, how to seek the sponsorship. Even like there are so many like fundamental things that and also like that time I voluntarily started to work as a manager for the world #1 netball player. So before I went to Korea, I sent her to Australia. But the thing is, I wrote the proposal agreement with the International Netball League. That's the leading netball league in Australia, Victoria Netball League. So she's the tallest player in the world. So like because of that, and also I also developed the agreement. But the thing is, agreement was not in a proper way. But however, I managed to write it. So these are the like lacks I found that one, but it was not in a professional way. So if I want to become as a professional in my career, definitely I need to find my another master's degree or another education. So that's the reason I was looking for that. Like DTM came across. Sometimes you may wonder that why I didn't go for the other universities, why I chose this Seoul National University. Seoul National University, that time Asia's #1. I think now also it's Asia's #1 for the sports studies university. And in the world ranking, it was #7 or #9. So it was a great opportunity, as well as I look at the curriculum. As a sport manager, like you have to look on all the aspects, like sports medicine. You need to learn about sports medicine. You need to learn about the sports psychology and sports philosophy and everything, even biomechanism also. So in that case, I look at this curriculum, it looks like in an amazing way. There are 30 modules, 30 professors, and these 30 professors are coming from like 22 different universities around the world. That's amazing. And also, like I would name Leah Robinson, Professor Chellathuraj, Alan Abrahamson, Bor Agasia, and Bettina Cornwell, Lisa Hinson. That's a world-class professors, and Ian Henry. Like I would say, like, we are blessed. Like, you know, professors are coming towards us to teach all kind of things. You know, otherwise you have to go to Loughborough University to learn from Ian Henry or maybe Leah Robinson. If you want to learn from Professor Chella, you have to go to Canada, right? But the DTM platform is amazing. They bring the students, and also they select one person from one country. So in the case, you know, it's a great opportunity because we are the global sport managers. We are just not only within the country to work tomorrow. It's like, if we want to become as a global sport managers, we have to understand other country people as well. So in that case, this kind of DTM program gave me a great, fantastic opportunity. That's why I choose specifically the DTM program. I really don't apply for the other universities at all. I was targeting for that one. Even Sri Lanka was banned for 1 year. I was waiting, like, yes, I will definitely get it for the next year. But I got it. That's what it happened.
Okay, let's stick with your talk about the professors of DTM. Now, we know, like you said, for you to have lectures from someone like Abrahamson, you have to go to the US. For you to have someone like Chella, you have to go to Canada. Yeah. But of all of them, who do you tag as your favorite and most impactful professor during your time?
My favorite professor?
Yes.
Yeah. I would say for me, like, these all professors are like my loving professors genuinely. But the thing is, subject-wise, my interest-wise, Professor Chellathuraj is my #1 professor, because I have already decided that I am going to do my research in the facility management. But it's like eventually change into the service quality, of course. So that's the reason it might be like Professor Chellathuraj may be like my favorite professor. Of course, he is the father of sport management in the world as well. And secondly, like I would say, like Bor Agasia, the way that he delivered the lectures inside the classroom and inspire the students is unbelievable. And second thing is Alan Abrahamson. I would say, like, you all know that he is like a father for all of us, right? He advised a lot, and the way that he gives us an assignment is a really practical way. You can imagine, I'm working now for the marketing and the media. So he asked us to write the media release and all. Still, I'm following that one. This kind of practical approach is really appreciated to our daily works in our office. So these are the remarkable professors, I would say. And also, like, of course, like Lisa Hinson, I learned a lot from her, like how to make these facilities managements and all. I'm still practicing all kind of things in my daily life as well, maybe in my office as well. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go a little bit not serious and talk about, like, what are some of the interesting memories, like, during your stay? We know that we go on certain trips, especially with the KSPO, and see a lot of Korea, and you have the opportunity of being part of the Pyeongchang Games as a student and also someone who is enthusiastic about sports. How was that experience instrumental in shaping who you are right now?
Yeah, the Pyeongchang experience, it's an unbelievable, because I never seen any mega events like that in my life. No, I'm not talking about only the Olympic Games. I never see any mega events in my life like that. That's a very first experience. Second thing is, it's a Winter Games, right? And like surviving inside this freaking minus 21 degrees Celsius, it's not easy. And second thing is, I did the research is also under that the freaking minus 21. Like, you can't imagine, I was there for like a 28 days. Like, every day I'm coming and going from Seoul to Gangwon province. So it was a great. And when we were there, I think like couple of times we were there as a DTM mates. So I think one night we stayed there in the VIP lounge, the place. And we had a great time, and we watched like couple of games, curling and skeleton, I guess, yeah, and skiing, of course, because I attended many games with my friends also. Me and Jaro, we went there. Me and my roommates from German, we went there, and me and another friends, we went for the ice hockey, the Paralympic Games also. We went there. And we learn a lot about it because the thing is, during the time, the assignment given us, it's all about this facility management. So we had to write a report, and it's a teamwork. Me, Yaro, and Batir from Kazakhstan, we had to write a small project and we had to submit it. So in that case, we had a great opportunity to explore more, because if you are just going as a trip, it will be like just a fun trip. But the thing is, it was just like an education trip. That is how the DTM, they made us to explore these Pyeongchang Olympic Games. That's an advantage for us. So that is, we learn a lot, and then after that we analyze, and even we came across with a proposal that how we can introduce winter sports in a tropical country like Sri Lanka. These are the things that we did it. So I would say, like, rather than we just stay and watch the games, we actually develop something more as well. And then after that, upon Professor Kang's request, then I wrote the proposal to Moon Jae-in, the president of South Korea, and I submitted the proposal to him because there was not the legacy plan for the Pyeongchang Olympic facilities. But I didn't hear anything from him. But however, I just wrote it maybe in 22 pages, and it's already submitted. I think it should be in his hand somewhere there.
At least you did submit it, which is very crucial. Papers will always find their way back if they are needed. Now let's talk about your life after DTM. Now we know the elaborate celebrations and how things are done. How has your life been, or how impactful has DTM been to your life? And what's your what are the of your life after DTM, and that you can pinpoint or attach to your DTM experience?
Yeah, I would say, like, personally, soon after the DTM, there is an internship program. So I applied to that one. I just got it. It was my dream during the DTM program. They said that one of your classmates will have an opportunity to work in the International Federation. Oh, wow, that's wow. Then I was waiting where I'm going to work. So it was announced that it's the World Taekwondo. Then I got it and I worked there. And during the time, actually, it was already in place. Like, Romy was there before she joined this DTM program. She was there as an internship, of course. So she was like playing with the proposal and to launch the project in Sri Lanka. Then after I joined there, it came into my table, and both of us, we started to work together. And finally, we launched the project in Sri Lanka. So that's a huge impact of the DTM program soon after my graduation there. But I could do their internship only for 2 months there. So after that, then before I left Sri Lanka, I didn't do any of the job because I quit the university job. So after I came back to Sri Lanka, I had to find a job. But soon after I came back to Sri Lanka, my National Olympic Committee, they didn't even hesitate to recruit me as a consultant. So they recruited me as a consultant. Then I was working there for 6 months on a contract basis. Now I am a permanent staff there from this January 1st onwards. So after this DTM program, then after I joined this National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka, so I'm involved in some organizational documentation procedures. Like, now I would say, very proud to say that I have another strength in my organization, that is Hansika from the 6th batch. So we are now 2 DTM people. So we are doing a lot of things. I would very proudly say that both of us were kind of a key people for the launch of this Olympic Day virtual session. It hit like in a massive way. And I would very proud to say that I think we could highlight, as a National Olympic Committee of Sri Lanka is one of the leading National Olympic Committee in the world. We celebrated this virtual Olympic Day celebration in a nice and in a fabulous way. So now during these times, so I'm involved in the writing the proposal to getting the funds for the youth development program, as well as I'm doing these media programs as well, and organizational developments also. I'm talking about that.
Okay, now before we get back to you, SiGo, now everybody who's watching, I know I've seen a lot of comments from your personal person, Yaro. Yaro has been blowing your trumpet nonstop. Now, for the rest of you, it's time for that question that you want to ask SiGo. I know a lot of you have something to say or a question to ask. Now, let's start with this one. It's a little bit iffy, but he asked it, so we're gonna start with that. Now, Wilfredo is a 7th batch student. He's my classmate, and he recognizes all your Facebook work and asks, like, did you learn to use DTM, to use Facebook during your time at DTM? It's a very funny question, but he asked it, so I only owe it to him to ask. So was Facebook a thing? Like, was your popularity on Facebook a thing before or during and after DTM program?
The name SiGo?
No, your Facebook. You're quite popular on Facebook. So
Yeah, Facebook. No,
yeah,
I would
he's
say
saying
because
that popularity before or after DTM.
internationally, of course, yes. I would say internationally, yes, it is. But before that, I would say like I was involved in the many things because I was a lecturer in the University of Jaffna. Then I was working in the international travel industry as a travel sales consultant. And also like I was an active member and I'm still as a national technical official for the athletics as well. So I was in athletics, hockey. So I involved in the several projects and also I was involved like in some other NGOs projects as well. So that is how I know many local connections. Especially as an athlete, I know other university athletes and the national athletes, of course. So locally, yes, I had so many the people I had with them. But unfortunately, I did a stupid thing. I should tell you that what happened. You know, I had like more than 5,000 friends in my 5,000 friends. Maximum is 5,000 friends in my Facebook. But very unfortunately, it was deactivated in November. I think Yaro knows that. When I was in the Pyeongchang Games, you know, you can't broadcast, right? But very stupidly, I using my Facebook, I live telecast it. So first time I was warned. Then I said, Yaro, that, no, come on, Yaro, like, I just want to do it again. Let's see that what they are going to do. Then again and again it came. But some of the videos, they blocked it. I think I remember very well. When Yaro came to Sri Lanka to see me last year, so during that time, my Facebook is totally deactivated. I think that is because of that. So they review everything. Then after 1 year, so they deactivated my Facebook. Then now it's the new Facebook. So now I'm collecting my friends again back to my platform. Yeah. So, but international, of course, yes. After I came into the DTM only, I earned a lot and lots of international friends, not only in the DTM, not only in the sports arena, but also, you know, like we people, we always chill from this GS25. So I have like many friends from other programs like what do you call the
GSPA.
yeah, GSPA and the other studies, of course. Now I forgot the names, the abbreviations.
Okay, now let's talk about the situation on ground. And before we ask you of maybe you have other intentions towards DTM, let's talk about sports with or in COVID-19, because we know most of us were thinking that when the summer came, that the COVID-19 and the sickness would reduce, or at least the number of infected will reduce. But this has not been the case. How do you think sports will function in COVID-19? Because it seems like we have to live with this virus, and sports has been one of the most affected endeavors in the world during this pandemic. How do you think we can cope in sports with COVID-19?
Yeah, I would say it is not easy for whom those who are inside the world of the competitive sports. I would say, you know, how during the very intensive time of this COVID-19, the people, they all started to involve in the recreational or the physical activities. Now I would suggest that no, it looks like it is mandatory, like everyone, they have to do some sports activities, not only outside, outdoor, just indoor, just do some like push-ups or anything, whatever you want. But like especially for the competitive sports, like if you look at like you went to the baseball matches, how many spectators were there? There is no one. In Sri Lanka, like I think like COVID is almost like controlled here, right? But there are some competitive sports is already started, but it's not like in the previous time, of course. So it's a great challenge to conduct this kind of competitive sports in future. But within the country, yes, you can in somehow way. But the thing is, like Olympic Games or maybe like the FIFA football games with a massive number of spectators, it's not easy at all. It's a great challenge. So that's the reason like Olympic is postponed, of course. But the thing is, even the next year, of course, no one knows that what will happen because it's not, the path is not clear yet. So it's a huge challenge. And second thing is the organizers, the sponsors, and the financially, there are so many difficulties they will have to face it. So for the competitive and the professional level sports, there are huge challenge, but it's not easy to come across those challenges. But I'm advising everyone to involve in the recreational sports and keep your body healthy. That is the only one thing that we can fight against this COVID-19, and we have to adapt to this kind of situation. Otherwise, I don't think so. Like we have to entertain with this life as well. That's the only one thing that everyone can practice with these days.
Okay, now Derek from Sixth Batch, he asks if you have kept in touch with the DTM alumni individually, and in what way have you been able to keep in touch with those you've kept in touch with?
Yeah, who is asking that?
Derek from the
yeah.
Batch, yes.
Yeah, that's the reason I'm always telling the quote, or maybe like the slogan. Once you are a DTM, forever you are a DTM. Like still I am the DTM. DTM means that not only the people, those who are reading the studies right now in South Korea, you know, why this Professor Khan and the people behind the screen, they created this program, not only to study, come and study in South Korea within the classroom, but the thing is, we are already as a one family. You know, Derek is from Uganda. I'm from Sri Lanka. You know, Derek wants to do some project in Uganda, but already I have done it in Sri Lanka. So he can ask, or maybe we can collaboratively working together. Sometimes he may be like having the advanced knowledge in that one, right? He is good at journalism. So, but I'm not in that. So in that case, we can work together. We can write the project together. We can get the fund together. It can be like a regional development. Ultimately, it's a global development. That's why we are together, and the DTM journey is forever until we are here in the world.
So how are you keeping contact with the alumni? Not just your classmates, but probably people from the Sixth Batch also. Have you kept contact with all of them? And how are you able to do all this to your?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, like I'm always making fun with the people. So I know most of these the fourth batch people. They are very close with me because we always like chill with them. We went outside, especially the people, I would say the Pakistan Umair, because we had a program, we had a webinar also. And Eduardo from Brazil, he's very good friend of me. And there are some second batch students, of course, I know them very well, but through the social media. But one person, I met him in Juan Papalo, I met him in Japan during another academic program for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. And fifth batch, yes, I have the contact. And the sixth batch, yes. Because when I was there, they came there and we had a great parties and great outings and everything. Seventh batch, of course, through the social media. But if I have an opportunity, definitely I will come to South Korea this year before you have graduated or leave the country.
Okay, now I want to ask you this. This one is coming from me. Now, what would you come back to South Korea to do that you did not do during your time?
Yeah, there are two things, right? I did a lot of activities there. Yaro knows that we went for several trips and I explored a lot of cities. Even I think after we graduated, when I was doing the internship, there is no partner. So I packed my stuff and then I started to travel for like 3-4 days. I stay in a small village and I enjoy the life there in a way. So there are two things I really missed in South Korea. One is I want to go to the top of this Lotte World Tower, which is almost 556 meters tall with a 123-story building and the world number 5th tallest tower and South Korea's tallest tower. I never been there. But so many times I was there in the Jamsil area, right? Second thing is I applied to go inside this blue house, the president house. But I was there so many times because you know, like my World Taekwondo headquarters is there, so every day I used to see that one. So it was a great blessing to see that place and the King Sejong statue as well. But I never been inside this blue house. But there are some opportunities for the foreigners. We have to register in advance to go inside. So I miss these two things, like to go there. Yeah.
Okay.
Remarkably, yeah. But other than that, I have a lot of places to see there.
Of all the things I thought you would say, the Blue House and the Lotte Tower were one of them.
Yeah.
But anyways, as we move on, what would you say to someone who wants to join the DTM program?
Yeah, actually, like I would say, if you are interested to develop your country to the next level in sports, as well as you need the link of the global network, please come and join to the DTM family. And second thing is, if you are hungry, really hungry to learn something in multiple disciplinary of the sport education, because it's just called sport management, but under the sport management, there are 30 aspects there. But the thing is, it is not easy to study within 5 weeks, within 5 days. You know, there are so many materials. You have to dedicate a lot of time. Like I would say, like you 7th batch people, you have enough time. Not enough time. At least you have more time than us to study, because you are always inside the dormitory. So there are a lot of things that you can learn. So if you are really hungry, and second thing is, there is no any other program like the DTM program in the world, like 30 professors coming to deliver the 30 weeks of lectures on 30 subjects. That's the uniqueness of the program. I never seen anywhere in the world.
Okay, SiGo, it's been amazing talking to you. And before I let you go, could you pronounce your name for me? Maria and I have a bet who got the pronunciation of your name correctly. Your names. Could you pronounce your full name? Yeah.
You or Maria?
No, me and Maria, we have a bet going on who got the pronunciation correctly. So we need you to pronounce the name so that we can know who is going to go with this bet. Yes.
Okay. My name is Gobinath SiGo.
Yes. I got it. I think I got it. Did I get it?
Okay.
Yes, I got it. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, SiGo, for giving us your time. And this is, of course, the first of many Voice of DTM Inside for everyone watching us. We'll be getting in touch with at least as much as possible each and every one of our alumni to make sure that not just for us, the students, to stay in contact, but for you to see the experiences that has been attached to the DTM program. And this just occurred to me, SiGo, there was no romance for you in the DTM. Usually we have couples, like, were there no fine girls in your class?
Sorry,
you didn't find love because I'm saying, why is it that there were no girls in your class, or you just did not find love in DTM?
No. I would say, like, for me, like DTM family, it's like look like with all of us are like a siblings. There is no couple inside the DTM 5th batch family. But in previous batches, yes, there are couples. That's a great legacy, of course. I really appreciate. I wish them, I congratulate them. But inside the 5th batch, there is no couple at all. But we like all like a one family siblings. That's the beauty of our family as well. Thank you to the KSPO and the DTM Inside page. Actually, you should like this Facebook page of the DTM Inside to get to know more insights about this DTM program, as well as this KSPO. That is the funding organization to the DTM program. So they were really support to all of us, because we come from this developing countries. You know, without their help, KSPO and the MCST, Ministry of Culture and the Tourism of South Korea, so they created such a great platform to give us this kind of opportunity to learn from there, and execute and sport managers. Thank you very much, KSPO, for everything. And also, I'm very proud to be as the part of this Dream Together Masters alumni, of course. And if you need any help, please, you can reach me out anytime. So I'd love to help with the DTM family, and forever I'm first for the DTM. That's it. Thank you very much for connecting me here for this DTM Inside interview.
All right. Thank you so much, SiGo, for joining us on this very first voice of DTM Inside. Well, that's where we're going to end it today. Hook up with us again. This will be coming to your space more often than you think. We will be talking to other students from other batches, and we will be having a lot of fun. Thank you, SiGo.
I love to see the other guys also coming here very soon. Thank you very much once again.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.